Hello and welcome to Garrett Farms. We're back with another episode of Westby, Wisconsin, and it's been a minute since we've put any videos out on this map on this series. I've been busy for the last couple of months, really, with some unfortunate events that happened in my personal life, things outside of my control, but we are back now and hoping to be posting regularly. So I have just fired things up, and quite honestly, today we're going to be figuring out what the heck was going on in this series and trying to figure out what kind of jobs need to be done. Now, I am still on an older version of the Westby map because upgrading would require a new save, and I really didn't want to abandon this playthrough. I'm having a lot of fun with it. We've put out quite a few episodes on it already, and I really want to kind of get through that year cycle. We just got to having some cows, and so we're going to keep going on this and have a little bit of fun with it, and then we'll think about what comes next a little bit down the road here. But if you see a few things that don't quite match up with the released version of the map here by Tired Iron Modding and MB Farms, well, that's because we are on a significantly outdated version of the map. Hopefully, the issues that have been resolved won't impact us too much on the farm that we've chosen here, but we'll see how it goes. Now, this 4240 was the first piece of equipment that I tabbed into when I got into the game, and it looks like we were tedding up this field here, getting some hay going for the cows. I know we fed them at least once here after purchasing them in the last episode, and so I'm hoping that we can get enough feed stocked up here to last us through the winter. I'd really like to avoid having to buy feed this winter because we don't have that much money. We've got a measly $13K in the bank, and we're going to have to figure out how we're going to get through the winter months here and get to a point where hopefully our cows are actually getting us some dairy, some milk here that we can make some money on. So we're going to go ahead and I think fold this up here. We don't have any other grass cut. We've got a ton of grass fields, but I'm going to spread this out a little bit. We've got plenty of time to get the rest of the grass cut and tedded and in the hayloft here. I think right now I am going to just leave this piece of equipment right on the edge of our driveway and go ahead and rake this up as long as we're here. We've got this awesome, I think this is a Frontier rake here that we're going to use. I might have used this in the previous episode. I really can't recall. I probably should have watched that myself. It's been a little bit, like I said, so we're almost like playing a new game here. We're going to experience figuring out how all this is going to work on the go. But if we get this hooked up here, I think this is going to go a lot faster. I remember we had that New Holland rake that we were using for a couple of episodes there, and that was just way too small and a little bit janky on the turns. This is going to work out so much better for us here. I do regret not getting a GPS system on this here tractor. I know it's an older tractor, but some assisted steering could go a long way for making jobs like raking a lot easier on these nice long straight fields, but somehow we'll manage to get through this. It is nice. We're going a full 11 miles an hour here, so this isn't going to take overly long. I'm going to go ahead and rake this up, and then we'll head up to the yard and see what's going on. So we are officially done raking all this up. We're going to go ahead and run this tractor back up to the yard here. We should probably bale this up as well before nighttime, just to get it up into the yard, into the barn here. We've got this really handy hayloft on this farm that I'm enjoying immensely. But let's get up to the yard here and take a look at what else we got going on. Ah, yes, that's right. We've got a ton of straw out here in these fields that still needs to be raked up and baled so it can go in the hayloft. That's not going to be nearly as much work as the grass fields because I think we're going to be able to use coarse play there. We probably could have used course play on the grass field. I would have just had to record a boundary on that field. And so we're going to play around with that probably in the next episode. I need to get my mods updated here on this save. I know course play has had a number of updates since we last played, so we'll want to be checking that kind of stuff out with the latest and greatest, so stay tuned for that. Now I'm noticing we've got a bit of chaos up here in the yard. So I'm going to go ahead and I think just drop this rake back into one of these commodity stalls. We don't need it right this minute, and it looks like I could desperately use another tractor to move some of this stuff around. We left some of a mess here from feeding the cows, it looks like, so we could probably be using these commodity stalls to actually store some of our commodities, so to speak, like straw or what have you. But I think we're going to be good here for the time being. Let's just detach hoses, drop that thing off, good to go. We are going to have to pick up a pressure washer here at some point, though. We've got a lot of dirty equipment, and if I recall correctly, we have some oats in this thing we're grinding up for feed. Yep, it is full of oats, and I'm guessing that this gravity wagon also has oats in it. I think last time we were sorting out that I could have probably just put the grinder right under the auger output rather than filling up a gravity wagon with oats and then putting them into the grinder. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that this thing is all emptied out, and we'll put the oats in the trailer back into the bin. I do not want to put any more oats into this though. Yep, it looks good. All of the oats out of the auger, so I'm going to go ahead and put this auger back out of the way a little bit here, just so it's not sticking out as we move our equipment in and out. Set it down a bit, looks good. And then I think the auger's all still set up over here to take the oats back into the bin. We're just going to need to get a tractor on it so that we can actually run the auger here. So we'll get that 4240, I think. That's going to be the perfect tractor to run over here real quick. We'll leave the feed wagon on our, I think that's a 4040 we've got over there. And I think rather than trying to squeeze this into the commodity shed right now, we're going to put it right over here. I don't think we're going to need the mower right away. So that'll work good. Got to keep the yard all cleaned up here. 8th gear's probably a bit much in the yard. We'll slow it down a smidge. And hopefully there's enough room for us to squeeze in here with this pickup and get these oats moved into the bin. There we go. There's a really faint dot there that I'm trying to line up with. I think that's where the PTO is supposed to go, so I'm just trying to squeeze in here around the truck without messing up the auger too much. Oops, right there. Looks about right. I am not getting the manual attach interface here, so maybe I need to come back a little bit more. Not sure. Maybe we'll move the gravity wagon out of the way here and see if we can take another pass at this. Perhaps I need to be aligned a little bit straighter. All right, so I could not get the manual attach to work, so we're going to go ahead and just hook it up with normal attachment options here. And I think that's lined up pretty good still, not too shabby. We'll leave that running so the auger will run, and I'm going to go ahead and just dump all these oats into here and get this done nice and quick. Now, I don't have a great way to get turned around here. We're going to do the dangerous thing. We're going to roll this thing down the hill here. Wee-ha! And here we go. Get this thing all filled up. I see the crop going into the auger. Let's make sure it's gonna get out here. The pipe is in, pipe out. There we go. Just got to get the auger into the correct position. We got everything all emptied out and into the bins. So let's go ahead and pull this back around. I don't know how much more harvesting we're going to need to do. I don't think we've got a good use for the gravity wagon at this point in time, but we're just going to park it right on over here. And I think call that a day for dealing with all the feed and stuff here. I can't think of another reason why I'd need to put anything into the bin here. So I think we're going to also disconnect this tractor from the auger. And we'll go ahead and bring this back up into the yard. And let's go check on our cows. Today is really focused on just getting a handle on where we're at with everything. So if we run on over here to the dairy barn, we've got a number of cows all walking around in there. And I think if we come up here, we've got 40 Holsteins in here. They're at the 18 months age. So I did buy the cows that should be productive and ready to go. We've got a decent amount of food in here. It's obviously not full, but it should get us going. I don't think we've ticked by a day yet. I think that's why our health and productivity is still at 0. I think we're still in the same in-game day that we purchase these cows, so we'll see these start to progress as we move forward today. We'll have to do that for next episode. And yeah, we've got a good amount of straw in there as well. I think we've got a lot of straw in storage here. If we come into our storage window, we've got a good 40,000 liters of oats, which is awesome. And then you can see here we've got a fair amount of hay and a significant amount of straw. Plus, knowing we got a ton of straw in the field still, we're in a good shape from that perspective. So, yeah. I think the farm is looking good. We've done just a little bit of work. Today is going to be a short episode as we get back to moving through things here. Look forward to additional episodes later this week. And we'll be jumping into making sure that these cows are fully fed. We're getting the rest of our products off the field, the straw, the grass, etc. And I think we got a little bit of tillage to do. We'll probably put some winter wheat in here. So we've got plenty to do. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. We're going to be getting back into things more regularly here. That's all for today. Keterk.